as you can see, we're all suited and booted, and that's because we're at one of Patia's 5-star premier residences, hotels and resorts. We're here at the Royal Cliff. Joining me is my colleague in arms, Dr. Ian Corness, and the gentleman in the middle is the South African ambassador. And he is here because tonight is the South African wine dinner, or gala wine dinner. Is that correct, Ian?
Indeed.
Okay. So,
did you bring your vuvuzela?
I thought that you might have your vuvuzela here and blow it, because the last time I saw you, you were blowing a vuvuzela.
that could mean anything in Patia, but what exactly is that?
You mean you didn't watch the World Cup? Because what became famous around the world was this long horn, which is really a plastic horn, and it makes, they say, a noise like the buzzing of a million bees all at once.
It's funny how that's the main thing that people remember from the World Cup and not the football.
Yes, well, some of the football was forgettable.
Yes, indeed, particularly those people that barrack for England or Australia, I might add.
But we're not here to talk about football, we're here to talk about wine. Now, you're sampling, this is the first wine of the evening. How does it suit your taste?
Well, I particularly like this wine, although let me start generally and say that South African wine compares with the best in the world for quality and for price.
So you are indeed an ambassador, aren't you?
Absolutely, absolutely. And
This is
anybody
a political broadcast on behalf of South Africa.
paid for by the producers. No, so that's the general. And then specifically, I like Fairview Wines. I went to their estate about 20 years ago, quite fortuitously. I mean, I've been invited tonight not because of that. And so I know what they produce, and for my own use at my own table when I'm at home in South Africa, I have bought many of their wines. And I recommend to anybody in Thailand who wants to buy a good quality wine that's not too expensive, that tastes fabulous, you go a long way to beat these wines.
I noticed that one of the wines has got a wonderful name, Goats do Rome.
Yes.
Have you tried this? I'm looking forward
Yes.
to it.
But I think you should really talk to Charles Back about that, because it's really a joke and a play upon words. You know, there's a French wine called Côtes du Rhône.
Côtes du Rhône, yes.
Now, the Fairview estate has goats. It actually has goats, and it's famous for producing goat's milk cheese as well. And somebody got the brilliant idea of having this wine called Goats du Rhône. And I know it well. I've bought it many times personally.
Oh, okay. And do you get a free block of cheese with it now?
No, you're nothing for nothing in this world. You know?
Well, your ambassador, I think we'll let you get on with your evening tonight. You've got a lot of wines to go through, but luckily they're going to put on a wonderful dinner as well, which helps keep the balance.
But life is hard, you know. Although somebody said to me, who says crime doesn't pay? Imagine having to go to Patia, come to a wine dinner and eat wonderful food and drink good wine. Life is tough at the top.
And it's our pleasure to host you here this evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's been quite a rough ride to get here. I left the farm yesterday morning at about 5 o'clock. I take about 2 hours to get to Cape Town, got into the flight to Johannesburg, and from Johannesburg all the way to this part of the world. So if I'm a bit tongue-tied, please just give me a glass of wine or two and I'm sure I'll ease up. The first wine we had this evening outside was something called Goats du Rhône. Now you can ask me, what's Goats du Rhône got to do with wine? Well, many years ago I wanted to produce what I thought would be South Africa's best shot at making a blended wine, and unfortunately the French did it before we did, and I was inspired by the use of varieties such as Shiraz, Carignan and Grenache, and we put a blend together, and I did not know what to call the wine. And a friend of mine in England, in the wine trade, knowing that I'm a part-time goat farmer as well, told me that I should call it Goats du Rhône, nothing to do with the French area Côtes du Rhône. but I should call it Goat's Run. Well, I sat on that idea for 2 years, and eventually I developed a story that my goats got out of their pen and ran around the vineyards and selected specific grape varieties such as Shiraz, such as Mourvedre, such as Grenache. And my laboratory technician followed with a clipboard, taking copious notes of what their preferences are. And then we got the blend together in the laboratory, and Goat's Rhone was born. Well, the rest is history as far as the wine business was concerned. There was a very strong anti-French sentiment in America at the time, and as you know, the freedom fries and all those things, and French wine was thrown out in the streets of New York, and Goat's Rhone hit the market at exactly the right time, and the sales rose to well over 1 million bottles in 1 year.
Okay, Dr. Ian, I think we should now go and speak to a man who's generally known as the Knowledge.
Yes, indeed.
The man.
He is the man who, on television, showed us how to open a bottle of wine.
How to open, how to drink it. Are you going to do a follow-up program about hangovers? No?
Yes, we'll do a medical program on hangovers.
Okay, all right. Okay.
By the way, I really must say to both of you, the number of people that have seen me following your item that we did on television about wines and how to drink them and opening them. And the one thing that really came out is, was it really a 300,000 baht bottle of wine?
It is a 300,000 baht a bottle. And as I said, I think I said that very clearly. The price might go up because it's more than, the value has gone up now. So it's time for me to increase the price as well.
Maybe we should put it on the futures market.
And as I said, wines is just like stocks. If you know what you're doing, when to buy, when to sell, and you can make a lot of money out of it and enjoy the wine as well.
So, Ranjit, this is another highly successful wine dinner, even before it's really got going, because the pedigree that you have built up over the years means that as soon as you send out the email to the wine club members, the response, I mean, people don't think, oh, I'll think about it for a few days, because they know that if they think about it for a few days, they're going to be too late.
Yeah, how do I say that? Actually, it's a headache, and it's a good headache to have, you see, and it is zero cost advertisement. There's no cost at all. It's just an email I send and it get booked out. And this is not everywhere, and people pay a lot of money to advertise the events. So the good thing is, I think we have come to that stage. There's no advertisement needed to get about 150 people within 1 hour. Yep, that's very good.
One of the other things is, not only is it a great dinner, and not only do you get the opportunity to sample probably 5, 6 or 7 wines in an evening, but the price makes it the bargain night out for the whole pattern. I mean, what is it, 2,200 baht? That's incredibly cheap for what you are giving.
Yeah, that's true, because you see, wine is something that you have to enjoy. You have to understand. We have to think of the person who makes the wine, the person who distributes the wine, the person who enjoys the wine, the consumers. You know, so we have to make everybody happy. But I believe in making everyone happy. So not to do, not to go over in pricing, so make it very moderate, but especially our wine club members, it's a privilege for them, you see. That's why they are waiting to be seen in a wine dinner. So that's a good sign for us. It's good for everybody, I suppose. Yeah.
And how often are you hosting these now?
Almost every month we used to have. In fact, sometimes 2 events per month. It depends, like today we have a very celebrity winemaker from South Africa. He can be here only for 23 hours, not even 24 hours. Came just from South Africa today, and he's leaving within few hours back. So we had to get this type of people, So later on you will get to know who that person is. So I think that's where I think we need to show people what type of wines are available in the globe verb at the moment and how to appreciate, like the wine in my hand. It's called Goats du Rhum.
Now we were just
It's not
talking.
called du Rhum, it's a Goat du Rhum.
Very funny.
So I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you will very soon find out what it is, you see. So that's why, say, okay, this is something new.
Well, I had a glass, but my goat seems to have roamed off. I'm not sure.
That's right. So now you will hear more about goats when you go sit down in the wine dinner. So we're going to explain what it's all about.
Well, then that's right. I mean, it's important to tell people that it isn't just a social gathering and great wine and great food. It's actually educational as well.
Absolutely, that's what I want to tell you. It's all about education here. So wine is not like spirit, it's something you always learn. Every day you are learning something new, and every glass when you appreciate, you had really appreciate it. As you said, you don't know what it is, but you like to know what it is. You are very curious, and it's all about education.
Right. Is the hangover educational or recreational?
Yeah, that is because the wine is something that you had to drink in moderation. Anything, as you know, should be drunk in moderation.
I've been coming to the Royal Cliff for years, and I've never found a moderation room. Is that a special place?
Maybe I had to educate you on that one too. Yes.
Maybe later then, Ranjit. Okay.
Yes. All right, Ranjit, we'll let you go back to pressing the flesh and all the other things that man has to do as president of the #1 wine club in the whole of Thailand, if not the world.
Thank you very much. It's always nice talking to you all.
Thank you very much, Ranjit. Thank you very much. Great.
Bye-bye.
Okay, Doc. Yes.
Are we going to do anything more, or just go and eat?
I think we're going to have a glass of wine and get educated in moderation.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so I think we'll wrap it up here. But the website for the wine club has been on the screen. By all means, click on that. And it's one of those things, if you want to get involved, you have to act fast, because this is a club. It's not that it's elite, it's just that it's completely oversubscribed by the looks of it.
Yeah. I was talking to a guy before, and he said, if I don't reply immediately when the invitation comes, I'm too late.
Too late, yeah. Okay, well, there you go. I think we'll go and enjoy our roaming goats, huh?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it, Paul.
See you again. Bye-bye.